Hello, everyone. So today I wanted to talk about the state of Ninja.io, why I think the game is kind of dying. Well, it's not I think. I mean, log in and look at the player count, compare it to a few months ago. It's going down, right? So I'm going to talk about why the game is dying and how it can be fixed. But I don't know that it will be because I don't know. From what I've heard, the developer doesn't really seem to have an interest in the project anymore. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I'll go over the problems in any case, in case he does come back to the game. And I hope he does, because I think there is potential in the game. You know, obviously, I've had a lot of fun with it, so it's not something I like to see die. But the thing about Ninja.io is, I guess, starting off my first point, is the entire game is really shaped and formed by the competitive players. I mean, it always has been. I've been playing for a long time now, and sorry, that's always been the case, right? Is, you know, you have these players who would join, they'd destroy in lobbies, and then new players would look at them and say, I want to beat that player. And, you know, they'd train to try and defeat them and stuff like that. And that was their main motivation, you know. Seeing those players kind of drove them forwards. That's exactly what happened with me, you know, with when I was first playing as a noob. I was seeing pro players, and, you know, I was thinking, oh, I want to beat these guys. I want to, you know, try and get at least 10 kills this round, at least 20. You know, that's the thing about Ninja.io is there isn't really any sort of reward or achievement system. There's no real benefit to levels. So the main thing is those pro players and, you know, the desire to beat them, to be their equal is really what drives new players to stick around rather than just coming in and going out. And as anyone who's been playing the game recently has noticed, almost all the pro players have quit, you know, or at least most of them, right? And what you'll kind of notice a pattern if you look at it. Probably about 3 or 4 months ago is when most of the really good players started leaving, and you didn't see a huge numbers drop instantly. But if you log into Ninja.io now, like, you know, you can just log in and look for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. At least right now, this is the state of the game, right? Like, if you log in right now, you'll see there's almost no players online in like any of the servers. It's pathetic, you know, it's so low. But it wasn't like that a few months ago. So the thing is, it's like the pros left, everything was stable for a little bit, but then it gradually got worse and worse and worse. And, you know, this is something, the pro players leaving is something that's been happening for a while. And it's because the main thing is because there's a lack of, I think it's a lack of care. You know, honestly, the weapon balance in the game right now, I mean, it's completely messed up. Some weapons are completely useless against others. Weapons like the boomerang will completely dominate in 1v1s and eliminate so many strategies, limit things and restrict things so much. You know, the weapon balance is messed up in a way that really restricts what you can do in the game and what kind of fun you can have. You know, obviously the more options you have to accomplish your task, the more fun you'll have with the game, and the more strategies you can develop, right? But the developers messed with the weapon balance like crazy, man. It's really bad. You know, I mean, you just look at it for yourself, bro. Like, literally, log in, play. Come on, if you play Ninja.io, you know this for yourself. You don't need me to tell you. The weapon balance is messed up, especially in 1v1s. It's, it's you know, it's rough. So the weapon balance is one thing. You know, the developers really limited what we can do, how we can accomplish our tasks, how we can viably fight and win matches. And so a lot of players who used to use strategies that, let's say, you know, it's going to sound like a buzzword, but let's say like situational camping. Screw that. Let's say camping, okay? If you wanted to camp in 1v1s, you can no longer do that because of the freaking boomerang. Like, you can, if somebody's just a reasonably skilled boomerang user, they can loop that around anything and kill you with it from like miles away because the boomerang tracks as it throws, which is terrible. And, a lot of people have raised this issue up to the developer and been like, hey, like this boomerang's ruining all 1v1 balance. He hasn't done anything about it. He's like, oh, I like it. But the problem is the developer doesn't play the game himself, He logs in and tests it a few times, but he doesn't actually play the game. So his opinion, honestly, I know he made the game, but his opinion is kind of less valid than the opinion of players who spend hundreds and hundreds of hours actually playing the game. Like, he knows the backside of the game, but not the front side. And he hasn't been communicating with the players, so he's not going to know the front side, right? But boomerangs completely ruin all types of camping strategies in 1v1s, like full stop. He changed the physics engine, he changed this, he changed that, and like say the grenade bounces, right? The ways grenade bounces, the ways that grenades bounce, and the way that ricochet shots bounce off surfaces has changed drastically. And it's not changes people were asking for. The developer was kind of just tweaking the things behind the scenes, right? So you've gotten to a point, I guess to summarize, you've kind of gotten to a point where the developer has just been messing with weapon balance, physics, things like this over time, which nobody was asking him to do. And it just made things more restrictive and worse. Like the balance of weapons is, it's crazy. Like there's some weapons that are literally just worse versions of others. Like say compare like the SMG to the MAC. Why on earth would you use the SMG when you have the MAC? Like right now, looking at the weapon balance right now, you'd be much better off using the MAC in a primary. And that's a secondary weapon you're comparing to a primary. It's, or even if you're looking at, say, the rifle and the AK, same deal. Like, look at the freaking shock rifle right now. I don't want to make this video like 2 hours long, but you don't really need me to spell it out for you. If you play ninja.io, you know what I'm talking about. There are some weapons that are just not viable. It's always been the case that there was a few weapons that weren't really viable, but not like this. There wasn't so many weapons that were just just stood out as so. Sorry, I gotta think of how to word this. I don't do scripts because screw scripts, but there's some weapons that are just overpowered AF. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Especially in certain contexts, you really can't do anything against them, and it really restricts and limits what you can do. So how to fix the weapon balance? I think it'd be pretty simple, which is the developer would need to come and talk to players who play a lot, like say Morgoth, right? Morgoth has, I guarantee you, I know Morgoth. He would be more than happy to talk to the developer all day over months about this in detail. But the developer's not interested. He hasn't been responding to Morgoth's messages. So what do you get, right? And then apart from the weapon balance issues, the next big thing is the 1v1 mode, which is like terrible, honestly. So this is an issue that I pointed out almost immediately after the mode came out, but you can join as a spectator into your own 1v1 match from another tab and literally see the entire screen and know where your enemy is at all time and cheat that way. Like it's such an obvious cheat, right? And I pointed it out hoping the developer is going to fix it, but it's been months and he hasn't even done anything about it. It's a very simple fix. But another thing about the 1v1s, obviously the boomerang, broken as hell. But he also attached the 1v1 system to the skill rank system in a really bad way. Because the thing about the 1v1 system is, look at the leaderboard. If you want to look at the leaderboard right now, I guarantee you can find some players there who have just been playing against themselves. What you do is, and I did this to test it, to see how it worked, and it was easy. Like, all you do is, say you have another tab with a VPN or something, use a separate VPN in that tab, right? Then on your main tab, you make a 1v1 game, join with the VPN, should be around same skill rank, joining around the same time, make sure you're in the same server. Sorry. And you'll match up against yourself. And then you just obviously have to kill your... Oh, crap, I shouldn't say that in a YouTube video. But obviously, you just have to kill the other tab. I'll say that. I don't want to get flagged or anything, but you got to kill the other tab. And after that, it's going to, I mean, you can just leave with the other one, right? And then you're going to get the points of it. And by doing this, you can effectively get onto the leaderboard by just playing against yourself. Like, yeah, you might get like a few matchups against someone else randomly, like it happens, but it's not difficult to farm skill points like crazy doing that. I did it myself and I got to rank one in just 2 days. That was when the system first came out. I don't know, like it was on an alt. Yeah, some of you might have known the name, but literally it was when the system just came out, just playing against myself, I got to rank 1. Easy peasy. Like, I mean, just by playing against myself. That's it. I had like 100% win rate or something like 95% win rate. I think it was 100 actually. Yeah, I think it was literally 100% because I got a few matches against other people, but I just spammed the boomerang. Easy, right? But that's the thing is you can exploit the 1v1 system so easily, and there's not really an easy fix to that. People are smart. They'll find a way around it. You shouldn't have the skill rank system linked to 1v1s like that. Like you can have the 1v1 mode, but the skill rank system that we had before was way better. You know, it was based on activity, KDR, and something else. I forget. I think it was like how many kills total you got in the week. And all that together made your skill ranking, and then it would update, I believe, weekly. It was like that for a long time, and it was good. It worked, you know? Like, obviously it's not perfect, but it gave a general idea of who's where and gave you something to work for throughout the week. It was sweet, man. Like, that was a pretty good system. But now we changed it for this super exploitable one, and skill ranks become meaningless. So, I mean, he messed up the weapon balance, and then he messed up the skill rank system. So, it's less fun to play. Now you have less rewards for playing. And on top of all of that, another big thing is the updates he's been adding is not what we've been asking for. And when I say we, I don't just mean all the pro players, I mean all the normal players too, right? Like, one of the biggest things is clan support. I've told this to the developer so many times in the past. I believe even in the general chat of the ninja.io Discord many times. And Morgoth's told him many times. He's heard it many times, right? Like, the clan support, there's nothing there. And this is not just for, you know, like high skilled players. This is for all players, right? Like, say clan logos, right? He said he was going to add that soon, like 2 years ago, man. Like, how hard is it to add clan logos? It's not that hard. You know, like the coming soon thing has been over the clan logos feature for 2 years, man. Something like that. It's crazy. It's literally been years. You know, you're looking at, say, like clan wars or clan matchups. That supposedly was coming soon, again, 4 years. There's only like 2 ranks in the clan thing. If you're if the leader leaves and the clan, nobody else gets the leader role, so the clan is just left leaderless forever. Nobody can be promoted or anything like that. Like, it's all these little things about the clans that are so simple to fix that just haven't been done. Like, yeah, clan wars would take a bit of work, but there's so many little, like, for example, adding some more ranks into the clan system, maybe clan servers, things like that. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, say, it's really not that difficult to add simple quality of life changes to the clan interface. That would make it a lot better. If you want to use an example, if some of you know the game Good Game Empire, probably not, but I used to play that game for a while. Gameplay in that game is awful, but a lot of people play it and a lot of people spend money on it because regardless of the fact that the gameplay itself sucks, the game itself is not interesting, what they do have is an interesting clan system where players basically make circumstances for themselves because the clans can go to war with each other, make alliances, make pacts, and, you know, it's a really in-depth clan system. It could be better, but it's pretty in-depth, and because of that clan system, people stick around. They love the game just because of the clan system itself. Everything else, I swear to you, man, everything else about that game sucks, but the clan system is good, so people play it just for that. You know, social connection like that on video games, it's freaking important, man. Like, it's important. And, I mean, it's been raised to the developer many times, but there's no clan support. Like, I don't think since clans were added, there's been any update to the clan support. Like, the clan chat still sucks, man. Like, there's no, like, clan bulletin boards, nothing. Like, we've given him so many, like, I'm talking as a whole community, not just the pro players, right? All players have given the developers so many suggestions about what to do with the clans, and he's done none of them. He's added, like, a few maps, messed with weapon balance, messed with weapon physics. Like, come on, bro, like, we've been asking you for something else, right? And the thing is, like, you can be like, oh, why are you, ragging on the developer, like, and all this? Oh, he made the game. Like, yes, bro, we know. And we want what's best for the game because we play it, obviously, right? So the thing is, like, some people, they're very hesitant to criticize the makers of things that they enjoy because, they feel like it's some sort of betrayal or something. But what you have to understand is if you don't make these criticisms, then the game isn't going to improve and they're going to get lazy, honestly, right? They're going to stop caring, fall off, get lazy. And, like, honestly, if the developer doesn't care about this game anymore, he should make that clear. I mean, he should just make a statement about it. Okay, I'm not going to update it anymore. What it is. And we can move on from there. But the developer has literally just ghosted everything. And I think he's been gone for months, He still hasn't been responding to Morgoth. Morgoth told me that he sent him messages a while ago about some bugs and, stuff like that. Nothing. No response. It's been like, I believe he sent those like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. This was a while ago. He told me this before I left the Discord even. But yeah, I mean, it's just, the game's just been ghosted. It just seems like he really doesn't care about it at all, And then another thing is, and obviously that's a big reason of why people are leaving too, is because they get the sense the developer doesn't really care. They get the sense he's not really in touch with the players, and they get the sense that they can't really communicate with them. But that's the main thing, man, is when in a relatively small or medium-sized game like Ninja.io, especially with the low reward systems and stuff, the way it works is if you keep the top players happy, I don't just mean top 10. I mean, like, if you keep the skilled players playing, then you give something for the new players to aspire to, and the new players stick around. That's what I'm getting at. So he's disappointed and pissed off pretty much all of the skilled players, and so now the new players have no one to look up to, nothing to aspire to, nobody to really compete with, and so they come and go like a swinging door. And you can see this, man. Like, I was literally planning on recording gameplay with this recording, like with this audio recording. I was going to do gameplay with it at the same time, but I couldn't because when I logged in, there's not enough players. I think there's like 4 players in the North America server. Like, it's pretty early right now, but still, what the hell? 4 players? Like, literally 4 players. North America 1 was empty, I believe, and it was North America 2 that had the 4 players. That's it. Like, I mean, I'm not going to use that for gameplay. It's going to be boring, like 4 players. So I have to now wait until there's more players online to just to get gameplay footage for this video. That's how it goes, man. The game is really dying because I don't know, like, it just seems like there's a real lack of care. A real lack of care and a real disconnect from the players. And these things are easy fixes. Start talking to players again, like actually talking to them, getting the opinions of players who've been there for years, like Morgoth. Start adding clan support, fix the freaking weapon balance. And if the developer doesn't know how to fix the weapon balance, again, he should talk to players who've been playing for years. Fix the skill rank system. These things are not difficult. They were literally better before the updates that messed with them, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's been evolving backwards, Like, it's not been good. The game's just gotten worse. That's the truth of it. And there's nothing we can really do about that. Hopefully the developers see, like, if you are in the Discord and and if you don't mind, send this to the developer, because I know that, like, I've spoken to a lot of players who share the same feelings on all of this. So I think it's a good summary. If you want to send it to the developer on Discord or something, I don't think he's going to read it, but hey, it's worth a shot, right? And I don't know if he's even going to watch the whole video, because I don't think if he will watch it at all, right? Like, it just seems to me like he doesn't really care about it anymore. And I get it, like, your life moves on, you go on to different projects and stuff. Like, I haven't been really playing games either. I mean, I've had very little free time nowadays. I don't really play games that much. Like, not even just not ninja.io. Like, I don't play games at all, full stop. Every now and then, but it's very rare nowadays, you know? Like, I get it, life moves on, you don't always stick to the same things, but like, why wouldn't you communicate that? You know, like, if say the developer is going to go on to something else, you should just let us know, hey guys, I'm going on to something else, it's been a good run, peace out, right? But he didn't tell anybody he's leaving the game or nothing, right? Like, he just made all these crappy updates and then peaced out, literally. It's yeah, I mean, Morgoth has complained a lot to the developer. I'm not really like that. No offense to Morgoth. If you're watching this, don't get mad. I'm not really like that, though. I don't like to complain. But when things reach a certain point, you have to. You really have to, man. Because it's about holding people accountable for what they're doing. And it's just about being responsible for the things that you enjoy, right? Like, you want to see the game good, don't you? So if there's huge problems with it, you should speak out so it improves, you know? That's the thing, man, is I haven't been pestering him like Morgoth has, but like, this is, I think, the first time I've really criticized the developer that much. I mean, I did a little bit in Morgoth's video, but not like this, you know? Because I do enjoy the game, and screw it. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. But if you're in the server, send this to the developer. Hopefully he sees it. And I've got to now find some time to collect some random gameplay clips for this video, because I can't do this live since there's no freaking players online right now. All right, have a good night, guys, or good morning, or whatever it is when I'm uploading this. Peace out. And I forgot to say, we also need map editor badly. We've been waiting forever for map editor. Like, forever. Everyone's been asking for that one. We can make clan maps and everything. It'd be so sweet. Like, let us edit and make our own maps, please. That is a very important feature.